I've been delivered.
That was really bad.
I think that was wonderful.
I will love a women. I will not carry your purse. I will not wear makeup. I love a women. That's how I say what I love.
These are good resolutions for 2015 for you, I think.
You think so? I don't want to carry your purse, and I really don't want to wear makeup.
See? That's what I'm saying.
I think I have been delivered.
I think you're on to something. No, you've been delivered to more.
Well, that's why I came down here. That's why I showed up today, because I need to be delivered more. And I also am looking to receive some sort of cash donations as a result of me being delivered. So maybe I'll start some sort of Kiva fund.
Cash is always a bonus.
Even though I'm not in a third world country. Hey, guys, in case you haven't guessed, you're back with us. It's 18 to 49.
And if you're here for the first time, sorry.
We're not sorry.
No, we're not.
Not even close. We hope you liked it. We hope you know what we're talking about. If you don't, you will know in just a few short moments. Well, not a few short moments, but later on. Hey, I'm Brandi. My homegirl's Alaia. That's what happens when you make fun of people when they talk.
I think that's
You can't
true.
talk. Yeah, my homegirl Alaia is hanging out this week. Going to be talking about some things. There's a lot. So much happened this week already.
Yeah, I think we have to just jump in.
Oh, dear God. My head is spinning from all of it. Let's start off this week, though, with I almost said Shiro again. I like it, though. I'm doing it. Our Shiro of the
Isn't it
week.
Shiro?
Yeah, but, I could have said, heroin.
Nah.
I like Shiro better. Heroin makes me think of
Shiro's
drugs.
better.
Yeah, heroin makes me think of drugs. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about our Shiro of the week. And we voted, didn't we? Or do we just normally just appoint someone?
I think we just appoint someone.
Okay. Well, we appointed someone this week. And the person that we have appointed, do you want to do it or I will do it?
I think you should do it.
I will do it. I like doing things. Our Shiro of the week goes out to our dear friend and family member, Teresa Campbell. She gave birth to a bouncing baby girl, Sarah Elizabeth Campbell. Just a few actually, it's been a week now. A week ago. But the story is quite interesting, and this is why she's our Shiro. Of course, giving birth is a very incredible and amazing act, and I applaud anyone that has done it. And then those who have done it multiple times, specifically my mother, Michelle Duggar. But Teresa actually gave birth in her car.
No, she didn't.
In the passenger seat.
You're kidding. You're lying.
No, the baby slid out, like slip inside.
No. You're lying.
No, bruh.
You are lying.
Let me tell you something. I cannot even make up a lie this good. The baby was, the story, very briefly, the story is she was riding around the car and she's like, hey guys, she's riding around with her husband and her sister just came to town and she was saying, hey guys, I feel like something's about to go down. And like, no, it's too early.
No.
They're like, no, seriously. She's like, seriously. She's been doing, and Teresa, for those who don't know, she's very strategic. She's very calculated. She has these things planned out, so she's had her plan, her birthing plan and all these other things, and I'm sure there was a bag in the car and all these other things because she doesn't, you don't leave these things to chance and she does not. So, she's in the car. She's like, hey guys, we need to go to the hospital. Like, no, calm down. She's like, no, seriously, take me to the hospital. So they're trying to keep her calm and all these other things. She's like, please hurry. I think this kid is coming. They're like, no, it's okay. It's too early. It's like, hey guys, never too early for a baby. Not even close, Anyway, so I think what happens is they get to the hospital. The husband, runs in frantically, and she's like, this child is coming out. You should catch it. And then, bam, slip and slide Sarah came out. And then everyone flocks around the car. She said, like, insects. I have allergy problems. It causes me Sally's problems. It causes me to have cloudy mind. They flock around the car, and they're all doing things to her, and they put her on a stretcher, and she says she's, crying, I told them to hurry. I
bet she was upset.
I don't know. I didn't get a chance. She told me the story. I didn't get a chance to ask about the emotions because she's still kind of, in the thick of it. But yeah, that's how it happened. Very easily, though, right? Isn't that the most awesome thing ever?
Best birth ever.
Yeah, so that's why now. And it was so I like to nickname people. And so that made it so super easy for me to give Sarah a nickname, and it's Slip and Slide Sarah. She's just like, zoop, I'm out of here.
Well, I love how considerate you are, because we gave little Emerson, Mike Bruni's son, his first podcast shout out. So I was like, we have to give Sarah one. And you were like, no, we have to give Teresa one. Mm-hmm. It was very good of you. Mm-hmm. I only think of the children.
Well, let me tell you something. I also think of the children, because a couple weeks ago I asked, what will the children sing? So I'm in the same boat with you. I worry about these kids. Did you know the children, their little friend died? I didn't ever watch the show. Did you watch the show with the little lemur thing or whatever it was died? Zubalufu or something? I don't know what they're talking about, but it died. It's 20 years old. Everybody's crushed. Their childhoods are over. I thought about the kids then. I don't know who
Let's talk about some shows we watch.
Okay, well, that's a good point. Today I'm feeling like networks is the way to go for me. And I'll explain why a little bit later when we get to the network that becomes important. It involves a conversation with our dear friend and writer and superfan Brian Shea. Mm-hmm. But would you like to start with Showtime?
Sure.
Because we both watched the show on Showtime.
The Affair.
Boom, boom, boom.
I love this show.
I resent the statements that I read. I
did not have time to read anything this week. What did you read?
Well, I should never go to comments of anything, you know?
Yeah, that's step one.
Yeah. But sometimes I just go because I'm just curious. I'm like, I wonder what they think. And I should never wonder what they think. But yeah, so I go to the comments, and some are saying, I don't know, if the show doesn't speed up, I'm going to stop watching it. This one really sucked this week. And I was like, you know what?
Are they crazy?
Are we watching the same show? Are we watching the same show? That's kind of the noise I made with my voice. Say, are we watching the same show? Because I thought it was great this week.
Yeah.
I thought it was really awesome. We did both agree, because, friends, we sometimes text in advance because we can't believe the things that we're watching. So we did both agree that this show did not have enough similarities in both of the stories. Wasn't that right?
Yeah. I mean, this episode, their stories were very, very different. And usually there's something agreed upon. I mean, like some commonality. In some versions, there was some sex. In others, there wasn't. They were meeting parents. It's just
different outfits.
Completely different outfits.
And it's just
like in her story, there was a lot of emphasis on the dress, and her husband is like, I like that dress on you.
Exactly.
And in the other one, she's wearing pants.
And a tank top.
And a tank top.
Spaghetti tank top. So, I mean, and there was a lot of emphasis as well in their story.
And if you don't watch the show, and if you don't watch the show, you don't understand, like, the gravity of just that one difference. But with this show, it's like down to the detail like that. It's down to what people are wearing. And yes, what she was wearing factored in heavily in some of the scenes. So for the outfits to differ, very interesting.
It throws you off.
It does.
Well, it's because you're gripping at straws here. Because you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on and who's really telling the truth. So when you get even the slightest difference, when you're searching for some way to make the stories consistent, throws you off. So then you're worried about something you shouldn't really be worried about. Instead of focusing on the plot, I'm too busy focusing on why he didn't think about that dress. But I still thought it was good. What did you think about Athena, the mother?
You know, I've been watching a lot of annoying mothers lately because I've been watching Gilmore Girls incessantly. She was rough. And I was messaging our good friend Erica about this. A shout out to Erica Hines. Like, what gets me on TV sometimes is those things that are supposed to play for real, and yet they throw in something that I just don't feel like it would actually happen. So when they're sitting down at the table and her mother goes off, and it was entertaining to watch her mother go off, but for her mother to sit at this table and basically start this huge fight, I'm like, does this happen in real life? Because I only feel like it's happening on TV, and it happens a lot on the Gilmore Girls. Very similar. I was watching one of the old Gilmore Girls Thanksgiving episodes, and the mother decides to get upset that her daughter is considering Yale for college, and she like flips out at the table in front of all these strangers who are guests of her parents for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, okay, wouldn't anyone with any normal kind of sense just wait until after dinner at the very least? So it was just very funny how she just decided to go off on everybody at the table. it was entertaining, but it was like, oh, really? Do people do this? Now I'm just annoyed.
I believe this story more so than any of the other stories that I've seen on television, because I tend to agree with you. I think some of these scenes are quite extreme. Mm-hmm. This one I could agree with, only because I get I speak my truth. I'm a spiritual healer plus energy-filled, magnetic, kinetic person with this woman. So I get this from her. I could see her totally doing this, because I bet she has suppressed a lot of these emotions that she's had about Noah and her daughter in this family for quite some time, and her lack of involvement. And
wait, Noah and her daughter? Oh, you mean Noah and her daughter, and then the other stuff?
Correct. Noah and her daughter, and seeing this, not knowing about this, and then Pacey and her daughter.
Yeah.
And then going to this whole family situation. I could totally see this happening with all the blow-ups, because she's wanting her daughter, with this whole Noah thing, to experience this level of freedom that she has not had, because the son, poor little Gabriel, passed away. And then, she's all involved with his family. They're taking her down this road that her mother doesn't believe she should be on. She thinks the mother believes she should have traveled around with her and been free. This globe-trotting thing that she wanted her to do. And she's like, no, I'm a child. I'm going to stay here, when they were doing this. So I could see that one actually happening. And plus that family's a little volatile as well.
Yeah.
Whatever I don't know. All I know from that family is Scotty. I don't know what Pacey's name is supposed to be on the show.
Cole.
Joshua Jackson. Oh, Cole. There we go. The one thing I did not think...
So wait, Scotty was... we found out that Scotty was the one that was...
Scotty got killed. So
which one is Scotty?
Scotty is the one that's from Arrow. The one with the...
That does not help me.
Yeah, I know.
Is that Cole's brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Scotty is Cole's brother. He was the one that's doing the drug deals. He came in to do the drug deal with Oscar.
Which I think is going to factor in.
Yeah, that's why he got killed.
Week.
I mean, if anybody's thinking that he got popped for any other reason than the drugs, they've missed it. It's always the drugs. Watch the show. I felt like if Athena was a real spiritual healer, though, she would have wore Birkenstock Sativas. I just want to throw that out there. And
well, I can't wait to see how this all unfolds. I enjoy it.
So let me ask you about this, though. What did you think about... There's a scene in the show where, in Noah's version of the story, where the Oscar fella comes to his house, and then...
Please.
But what?
I don't feel like being angry.
Well, I don't understand, though. So... And he's aggressive. Okay, so Oscar is, for those who don't watch, is the restaurant owner, the lobster roll restaurant owner he harasses
everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Allison works at his thing, and they've known each other since they were kids because they grew up in this small town.
Right. He harasses everyone. And so, he's really a jerk. But I don't understand why he was so aggressive when it came to Noah.
Well,
does it make sense to you?
He's put two and two together, and you don't pick that up until you see both versions. So he was driving down the road and saw Noah leaving the house where they had their little rendezvous, and Noah's car broke down. So he hung out with Noah, and they're all like buddy. And then he's like, well, what were you doing out here? And Noah's like, oh, just research. And then when he finally does make it into work, which is why he's late, in Allison's story, and he asks Allison, are you still watching so-and-so's house? And she's like, yep, I am. He's putting two and two together, like, okay, I have a feeling that he was at whatever her house was doing something with Allison, because Noah also foolishly came by in one of their versions in a previous episode and asked for Allison and pinned something to the board and then tried to deny it later and say, oh no, you misunderstood. So he's putting two and two together. So when he comes over to Noah, well, I think he also came over to Noah's house to be antagonistic because Noah mentioned that his wife has a memory like a steel trap or something like that. So I think he came around to stir up trouble. And then when Noah's like, hey, I'm not having it because my family's having all these problems, leave. He's like, nah, I'm not going to leave. And just really pissed Noah off.
Yeah. Well, and then they get into the little fight in the tiff. And then that, of course, now, so that comes out in the story as it relates to the detective, which is something that's a little bit different. So, yeah. And then the child, Whitney, what do you say?
I can't stand her. I'm just over teenage girls on television shows. They're never good characters.
No, there's very few that I can tolerate. And she's not one of them.
She's not.
Dari is the only teenage girl I can think of that I actually enjoy.
I feel like they were on the right track before grandparents got wind of what was happening. Yeah. Like, make her apologize. she's grounded. Like, okay, the minute she threw her cell phone into the pool, I'm sorry, you're guilty.
Yeah, well, if it was Chris Lee's knows best, Chris Lee would have threw the cell phone in the pool. Chris Lee doesn't take no lip.
God, I love that show.
You know, the one thing I didn't like, so I'm going to play, the one thing I did not like is that I don't like this whole depiction that these kids are all, you know, terribly bad. Because I think on TV, you know, unfortunately, I feel like white kids get a bad rap. Like, oh, look, the white kids are so bad. Look at these bad white kids. And that's why I like Chris Lee. Chris Lee's like, no, people, don't be thinking that we're out here not disciplining these children because watch this. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, that's a stereotype. Oh, look at these white kids, crazy white kids. So out of hand. Who's going to discipline them? Who's going to whip them?
Never heard that.
Are you serious? You need to hang around a little bit more because I'm telling you, that's the whole thing. Oh, look at these crazy white kids. They're so undisciplined. Look, yeah, it had to be a white parent. It's always that kind of thing.
Well,
you know? White parent, monkey backpack, that kind of thing.
Okay,
You know
I never hear like these white kids are so undisciplined, but I think even you and I have talked about like when we watch certain shows, it's like, okay, you could not say that in a black parent's house.
Exactly.
Like you couldn't do that.
That's what I'm talking about. And then so now, Chris Lee's like, no, let me show you. You can't do that in my house either. See what I mean?
I love that show.
Can I tell you that I love that Twitter handle that they had for that girl, though? That was really funny. The one, you know, the poor girl that almost committed suicide. Not funny.
Oh, yeah.
But
what was it?
Slutty McGonigal, something conical. I can't remember. I thought I had tweeted it and I didn't, but it was so funny. If you watch the show,
it was creative.
I was like, this is hilarious. Something mechanical, sweaty mechanical. I don't know. Whatever. Something about being a slut and something about her name rhyming with it. It was really funny. Very funny. And then I got a little confused about him spending the night with her and all these kind of things. I was getting a little bit more lax. And this whole like, run away with me. What was that? Run away with me. Just run away with me. I was like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not in a million years. And the parents are getting on my nerves about throwing the whole "we give you money" thing in their faces because they keep using that. It's a terrible crutch.
They do keep using that.
Terrible crutch. Okay, well that's all I watched on Showtime because unfortunately we don't have any Masters of Sex available to us anymore.
Nope.
Did you know
The Affair is the show? I mean, I don't watch Homeland yet, so
no, Homeland's supposed to be good though.
It is.
There's a lot of people that talk about that.
I'm just not there yet.
It's okay. Yeah,
it's going to be on my list of shows, but just not now.
So much TV. I just also saw that earlier today while I was doing a little research that The Affair got renewed for a second season.
Which I laugh at because what is season 2? But anyway, that's The Affair.
It's going to be here for us. Season 2, get ready. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to find that name for the Twitter thing and I can't. Nobody tweeted it, so that makes me sad. But it was really funny. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. What's the next network that we should dabble in?
Let's talk about ABC and get it over with.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh, is that the next one? That's NBC, isn't it?
That's NBC.
Jeez. What does ABC have?
Nothing. So...
Hashtags.
Thursday.
Turn up.
I watched Grey's Anatomy, which was fine. I don't remember what happened, except that I love Patrick Dempsey, and he just never stops being unattractive. And I posted on Facebook that basically anytime he is with Zola, his adopted daughter with Meredith, life is perfect. Like, there's this early episode when they first got Zola where like, there'd be these little scenes throughout the day where he was with Zola, and all these women were looking at him funny. And at the end of the day, he explodes and is like, look, it is 2012. If you're going to be shocked at the sight of a white man with a black baby, like, you need to get over yourself. And these women are like, what the hell? And then the black doctor, Bailey, who I could normally not stand, is like, look, they are not freaked out that you are white and your daughter's black. They're freaked out because your hair is perfect and your daughter's hair is 21 flavors of wrong. Like,
is that what they said on the show, or is that your line?
Yes, that is what they said on the show.
I was hoping that was your line, because I was like, that is genius. 21 flavors
That was
wrong.
Shonda's line. And then they were like, she's like, do your baby's hair. And so then the final scene is he is like learning how to brush her hair. And then Meredith walks in and he's like, did you know that Zola has a kitchen? And I'm like, oh my God, Patrick Dempsey just said kitchen. My life is excellent. So
I'm
that was like a really great scene. And he had a brush and he had some hair grease. It was like great.
Did he have pink oil moisturizer? Because it's not real if he doesn't have pink oil.
No,
moisturizer.
it looked sort of like No, I don't know what it looks like, but it was not pink oil moisturizer.
Now I'm really offended.
And then, so this week, cut to 2 years in the future, Meredith has found out that she has a half black sister.
Oh.
And Derek, Patrick Dempsey's character, he has a big family, lots of sisters. So he's very like into the family thing. And Meredith, her mother was mean and had Alzheimer's. Her dad left her when she was young. Her other half sister's dead. Like, so she's not like a family type person. So he's trying to like push them together. And he's like, look, Zola needs more black people in her family. And I'm running out of ways to braid her hair, and Bailey won't show me anymore. like, that's the truth. You got to feel for these white parents. That's why that lady has like chocolate hair, vanilla hair or something.
What?
You don't know about this blog? Her daughter is the cutest. She's this white lady.
Is that the one I was talking about, the Butters?
I have no idea. I don't read it that in depth. But she's a white lady with an adopted black daughter, and she didn't know what to do with her daughter's hair. So this blog is like their journey and then like tips and techniques. Like I learned stuff about my own hair when I went natural from this lady's blog. But like that's what it's all about. So all kinds of parents read it, even black ones. Like my friend Amber, I think, reads it. But, you feel for this white guy who's like, I'm running out of ways to braid my daughter's hair. She needs more black people in her family.
I feel for any man that has to care for a daughter and do her hair. Period. I don't care what kind of hair she has. I feel for them. White hair, black hair, orange hair. Terrible. It's hard. It's hard out here.
So that's all I remember from Grey's Anatomy. And moving on, since you don't watch Grey's Anatomy.
No.
I think it says a lot that I enjoyed Scandal more than How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, okay. Now I'm not. I'll take back that.
You're not as impressed.
No, I got so
How
excited.
to Get Away with Murder.
Let me tell you something about that show. So I really love Professor Keating because I love Viola Davis and I love what she's doing with that character. But how do you carry a show like that? Because you need supporting characters. So everyone else, though, for me, can go. Like, I don't need you here anymore. I need all of you to sign the release and be gone from here. Just the exit papers. Because I can't deal with Wes. I can't deal with Skrillex, Dragon Tattoo Girl. I definitely cannot deal with Connor at all. I'm over him. I've put him in timeout. He won't.
Is he the gay one or the Orange is the New Black one?
No, he's the gay one.
No, I can't stand him. Every single flipping episode, like, that is the one place they take him all the time. Like, can the man do nothing else?
Can he solve some crimes like the rest of these kids just by searching the internet or going to the Encyclopedia Britannica? Why does he always have to use his mouth?
It's like Captain Planet. Jeez. And his thing is sex.
His mouth and doing people in the bath. I'm like, you know what, Connor? Doing somebody in the bathroom at the courthouse, that's a low place to go. Yeah, and then who else? The Orange is the New Black guy who I really love, one leg on Orange is the New Black. Then on this show.
Cannot stand him on this.
And then the black girl who's wearing the Pilgrim/Puritan collection from fall 2014. She can go as well. I'm so over the other girl who is dating the young Indian man and is sleeping with the assistant to Annalise. I'm over them. And I'm just like, Annalise, it's time for you to get a new class. I wonder if she can just get a new class. Like, maybe she can stop with these people in the class and pick up 3 or 4 new people in class. And be like, you know what? I got some spots available. New students. Because that's what this show needs. Some new students.
I don't know, but I'm over it. So that was How to Get Away with Murder.
Well, at least a person got murdered, though, in this piece, though.
Yeah. Scandal. Was this the Abby one?
Mm-hmm.
See how I don't even remember. Darby Stanfield was really good. I still don't need to see Cyrus and his little side piece.
Yeah, but his hair looks so much better.
Oh, did they get rid of the toupee? Like, that's how
No. It's still there. It just, they...
Styled better?
Somebody listened. I don't know. It just looks so much better than what it was. I have like 7 tweets from How to Get Away with Murder. That's how uneventful that event was for me. I was thinking, did I miss anything? Sorry to go back, but I'm just looking. I'm like, I didn't even say anything about this. This is how I keep track of what's going on. Didn't even say anything. Anyway, Scandal, go on. Sorry, girl. I thought it was a great episode this week. One of the finest.
I think it was okay. I mean...
Okay.
I just anything involving Olivia and Fitz and Melly standing in the background is just like I think I tweeted that if all the scenes could just be Darby, like if it had just been her, great.
No.
I was not into the Olivia bits. And unlike you, the Papa Fitz, Papa Pope monologues do nothing for me.
I like Papa Fitz. Really? You're over them?
I was.
It's becoming a little trite.
I've been over them since like the third one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like How to Get Away with Murder and that. Like, that is his thing.
But it's still
You're going to sit down with him and he's going to just go off. And so then usually I turn around to my computer and play a round of Slingo or something and move on with my life.
But they're really good, though. My favorite part of this episode was Susan, who was running for senator, but she had her student council president banners where it looked like those kids made the thing for her. The whole Susan story I thought was really awesome, where Olivia is helping because she doesn't want that senator to be elected.
I hated when she walked in there like, oh, I'm everything. And I just thought, I just don't care.
Oh, but I thought that whole story was funny when she's getting her wax and all these things and then finding out that the funniest part of that episode was when she said, okay, you're blinking too much. And so the woman, her facial expression was priceless. And when she was reading, it was like that emoticon, that emoji. I almost said emoji. Yeah, that's the same thing. Emoji with the wide eyes, the blank expression, like, I can't believe this. That one, that's what her face looked like. And it was awesome. What I did not need, though, was that scene, the phone sex scene. That can go away.
Oh, my God. I was just upset about that.
That could go away.
Yeah.
No. And then poor little Tom.
What did Tom think?
I thought I appreciated the fact, though, that Tom got a little speech. Tom did a dynamic job during his opening speech when Olivia went to go visit him in the prison. And about her being the Helen of Troy thing.
That was what bothered me about the episode. It was like, okay, I'm over her being the center of the universe, and yet no one knows who she is. I'm finding this just, no.
What do you mean no one knows who she is? Everyone knows who she is.
It's like she can show up somewhere, and people are like, don't know who she is, and she sort of tricks them, and then they're like, oh, wait, who are you? Like, okay, for someone so powerful who's on TV and all this, how can she slip in anywhere and people don't know who she is? Like, I can't think of the episode.
I don't know if she necessarily slips in.
Well, she did something once where she showed up at someone's house or pretended to befriend someone. And it's like, okay, she was initially accused of having an affair with the president. Mm-hmm. She's been at those press conferences. She represents all these high level people.
Right.
Any person with a half an education would know who she is. So I'm not buying that. And it's the same thing that happens to me. Like when I go on, when I'm watching an episode of like, SVU, for example, and one of the detectives goes undercover, I'm like, you've given press conferences on TV. How could anyone send you over undercover? I'm not buying this.
Well, everybody doesn't watch these press conferences, though, so you gotta think maybe someone missed it.
But that's a way to blow your cover. What if someone did watch the news?
Yeah, it's true.
It's
a good piece.
It's a little too easy.
You got a point. So
that's it. I just, I didn't like the Olivia bits, but I'm glad that What's-Her-Face's ex is not going to be around because...
Yes, wasn't he horrible? I wanted to slap him silly.
He was horrible, and I don't want to have to deal with that every week as I watch this.
No. But what I don't want to deal with is her relationship and ex-Sally Langston's campaign manager person. I don't want to see any of that.
So are she and David not together, or was she cheating?
You know what? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because she played David Rosen to the left early in the episode, so I don't know what's happening there. She played him hardcore. David Rosen can't get any love, and he knows it. He's so unfortunate. He is so unfortunate. But you should be so super excited that our boy didn't get killed. Because I thought it was over for my boo Jake.
Well, it's November sweeps, so...
He's not dead yet, though.
No.
Yeah. He's still around.
Because love triangle.
Right.
It's not a triangle if there's only two.
No.
At the end, when they're like, hello, hello, hello. Really? Okay.
I loved it. I was out here cheering. Huh. Okay, well, I thought that was the best part. I was like, oh, yes, this is about to be something. And then the scenes for next week gave me all the feels of excitement.
Why do I feel like I don't remember them?
Because you don't.
I don't.
What do you mean, why do I feel like it? Because you don't remember them. That's why. While we still hanging around ABC, there was no episode of Blackish because the Country Music Awards were on or something like that.
Yep.
Congratulations to those people. I don't listen to country music, so I'm sure Little Big Town and the Rascal Flats won
And
big
the
time.
Lady Antebellum, because why did we choose that name?
Yeah,
I'm sure they won something too.
Lady, so antebellum is never a good thing, I don't think. And
Right?
to put lady in front of it, so what are you saying? I don't know here. You are the slave master's wife? I don't know. Next, I watched Resurrection, as you can imagine, with my friends, because no one else wants to watch. No one wants to watch this with me.
You watch it with your friends because no one wants to watch it with you?
I watch it with my friends on Twitter because no one.
Oh, your Twitter friends.
Yeah, no one in this life wants to sit down with me to watch the show. Can you believe it?
Good.
Oh, Alaia's being cruel today. What will I say about this show? Let me tell you what I will say, and then I won't say a lot. They are talking about not renewing it again, and I'm getting
great.
I'm getting so sad. What do you mean great? This last episode, we had more footage from Grandma Goon. We had Margaret, who was Grandma Goon. She's haunting people's dreams. Bellamy, who is Omar. Epps has a vial of some sort of drug that helps suppress the symptoms of this ailment. But we are finding out that this once illness that was not able to be spread to people who weren't returned can now be contracted by a person that's returned. So there's a new element of surprise here. What else did we learn? Grandma Langston went on a date. There's another return hate group. That's probably the second or third time from this return hate group. Pastor Tom's returned girlfriend who was pregnant did not want to take the vial of medicines to help her live, but they tried to slip it to her. Of course, that did not work. And then somehow she's okay because the wife slipped it to her and everybody's like, oh no, how did that happen? Duh, she was in the room with her. She slipped the thing. Bam. Finally, the only thing that probably you care about is that I won't be saying anything about Resurrection until November 13th because it's on this fall finale, fantastic break schedule, whatever this thing's called.
November 13th is tomorrow, the day this episode comes out.
November 30th.
Oh, okay. That's not long enough.
30th.
Oh. Did you watch anything else on ABC?
Oh, let me check through here. The answer there is going to be no, I did not. Good night, ABC.
Did you watch Chrisley Knows Best this week? Because I didn't get a chance to.
I missed it. I was going to go ahead and try to check it out before we did this whole shebang bang, and I ran out of time because I was watching something on TLC that I'll talk about after we're done with NBC, because I feel like that's where you want to go next.
Well, not really. I was going to say I tried.
Oh, you want to go to NBC?
I attempted to watch Benched. I've seen 2 episodes of Benched, USA's new show. Mm-hmm. I'm not loving it yet. It's like wacky blonde trying to figure out her way in life and get back to being rich. It's not quite great for me yet. It's not connecting. Mm-hmm. But the dude Oscar, who played Oscar on The Office, he's on it.
Oh, I like Oscar.
Yeah. It's funny because his real name is Oscar.
Are you serious?
Yes. His real
Get out
name
of
is
here.
Oscar. His real name is
Get
Oscar.
out of town, Julie Brown.
So he's on it, and some cute guy that's been on other shows whose name I've never known, he's on it. But there's the main character, and I feel like I watch enough shows where I don't like the main character that I can't with this one. Mm-hmm. So Benched may be a ditch it for me. When I watch Chrisley Knows Best this week, I will give it another shot. So it may be a 3 strikes.
Does Bench It come on before or after Chrisley Knows Best?
Say that again?
Does it come on?
I think it's after. It's at 10:30.
Okay, so yeah. Sometimes, though, that's what happens with me with this How to Get Away with Murder business. I'm already sitting there because I watched Scandal, and why move? You know, I'm still in feeling the whole vibe of Scandal. I enjoyed myself. I tweeted with friends. You know, I just don't get up normally, and then I just kind of watch this How to Get Away with Murder business. But it needs an intermission. It should come. If it came on another night, I don't think it'd still be around. But that's just me. Next.
NBC.
Now it's boom, boom, boom. That's the right thing. Can I tell you why I'm sad about NBC?
What?
What do they have?
Parenthood. SVU.
No, outside of that. So Bad Judge.
Don't you watch Marry Me? I don't know.
Well, listen, Bad Judge got the ixnay. It's gone.
Of course.
Because that was horrible. Why did they think that was going to make it?
I didn't even bother watching it.
Jeez, OP. Constantine, ixnay. I read. And then The Blacklist, of course, is going to get renewed again, and they're on the fall hiatus as well coming up. But The Blacklist is, it's kind of, I don't know. You know what I realized when I'm watching TV this week? I'm kind of fickle because I used to be very loyal to certain shows, and now I'm just kind of very fickle. And I think, I don't know if that's necessarily a good way to be. I'm loyal to certain shows. Parenthood, very loyal. I was loyal to True Blood, but The Blacklist, I could go either way. Like, I've missed, like we talked a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I missed it. I didn't even see it. So, yeah, Blacklist, I don't really have much to say. Merry Christmas. Next. Marry Me didn't come on yesterday, and from what I've learned, they're probably going to get canceled, too. And it's like, why? Why aren't you guys watching that show? It's really pretty good. I think it's funny.
I'll give it a shot.
Don't worry about it. There's only 4 episodes, and they're probably going to be gone. So don't even waste your time. I mean, watch those 4 if you just want to laugh real quick, but don't get into it.
My DVR is 95% full.
Okay,
so.
well, you don't have time. So Parenthood, here's the thing. So I got upset about Parenthood leaving. I think we talked about this already. Got really mad about it, that this is the final season. But I went back and I started reading a little bit. Do you know this show has been on for 6 years?
Parenthood? Yeah. I've been watching all 6 years.
I don't think I have. So I was trying to remember. I was like, when did I start watching this show?
I might have not seen the first season, but when I got onto it, which was pretty early, I went back and watched the first season.
Yeah.
So I think I came in season 2.
When did Hattie date the young black male from Fruitvale Station? What's his name? I almost called him Eric
Michael
Jerome.
B. Jordan.
I almost said Eric Jerome Dickey, and that is so far from right.
Oh my God. I read one of his books once, and he was like not super famous then, so I sent him an email, and he actually wrote me back. But
Are you
anyway,
serious?
Yeah.
Look at you being emailing people.
I was like in high school. I should not have been reading that book. It was called Milk in My Coffee.
Oh my God. No, you should not have been reading that book. That's like, though, honestly, that's like when you read the Judy Blume Forever book. Anyway, we digress.
We should get him on our show for no reason other than...
just to say that you read his book.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're talking about Parenthood.
Michael B. Jordan. When was that?
Probably season 2 or 3.
Okay, well, that's when I jumped on the bandwagon then, because that's when I remember seeing it. But I didn't realize I've been watching that show. That's how time flies for 6 years. But anyway, this last week, Joel, Julia, touching moments between Zeke and well, not all the kids, but Drew. And then that Joel moment. Did I cry? Oh, yes. Baby girl, I did.
Which Joel moment?
Joel and Zeke. Wasn't that this last episode?
Well, they got you choked up in the elevator. Mm-hmm. In the very beginning.
Yes, I was already... Well, I didn't cry then, but I
didn't cry then, but I was like emotional.
Yep, me too.
And then you get to Joel and Zeke, and you're like...
I did. That's when I lost it.
Just screw life. Like, how does the show do it? Over and over and over and over.
Week, bro.
Every single week.
I don't cry over television, okay?
I don't really either. I cry over the real stories. Like, you're watching the news and like someone helped an old lady or some like foster kid graduated from something. Yeah. And then I start crying.
Like
that's when I cry.
Yeah.
But the actual scripted programming, I don't cry a lot. But Parenthood,
every time, bruh.
It makes you feel things.
It makes you feel like you've never felt, which is good. Yeah, I totally did. And then the scene at the end when he's like, can I come inside? I'm ready to fight for you, blah, blah, blah. I cried on that scene because you know what? I don't think she deserves it. I don't care what any of you people say.
I don't either. And I don't know how so many people are Team Julia. Like, what did we miss?
I don't know. Because when was he ever not the best husband in America?
Some people are upset that he didn't totally support her when she quit the job and, gave her a hard time. That's what I'm saying. The difference was like, when he was helping out at home, it was like an agreement. Like, yes. I'm going to stay home and raise Sydney while you go do your thing and be an awesome lawyer and you're making more money. But she literally went to work and sat there and was like, peace out. And came home and was like, money, bro. I don't have a job.
They didn't have a fallback. Right.
So I don't know. And then he started working with Pete, which like upset her a little bit, but nothing happened with Pete. And then she
Pete
was feeling all butthurt and kissed that dude.
Yeah, that was a big one.
So I don't personally understand.
No.
How you're not Team Joel. And people are like, oh, he wasn't as kind and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, she just quit her job. When you're married,
and
you're
that's the
supposed
only,
to talk about things
and that
like
was
that.
the only source of income. He wasn't working. That's a big deal. Next. Anyway, touching moments. I really like the whole Drew thing. When Drew came to a sense. Let me tell you, this is the only time I liked that girl who's annoying.
Yes, that was the only time she was worth anything.
So on point. I was like, girl, you know what? Why haven't you been this girl the whole season? We like her.
Right?
Bring her back. But yeah, that was awesome. And so Parenthood gave me everything. Is it going on fall fiasco as well?
God, probably.
Jesus.
So this week will probably be the last week.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see. They did last year.
Way to crap on my parade.
I know.
What did I have? Oh, 2 more things. These are very brief. Real Housewives of Atlanta is back. And if you know anything about me, you know that's my one guilty Bravo pleasure. Yeah,
I watched the first 2 seasons, but after that, I didn't have cable, and it wasn't something you could like seek out. Really,
it's hard to find.
Yeah,
it's not a very easy one.
Reality shows aren't easy to find if you want to like binge watch something,
right? Well, and then at a point, Hulu offered some of the shows, and then they stopped. I guess maybe they had a falling out with Bravo. I'm not sure, but if you had Hulu Plus, you could check it out, but something ended up happening, and now you can't watch it anymore on Hulu Plus. So you've just got to try it out. But the thing that's happening here is Portia is no longer a member of the full-time cast, but she's there. And,
never watched any of her seasons.
Well, she was the one that asked when they went to Savannah, where was the Underground Railroad?
Oh, Jesus.
They were at the church, and she's like, here is one of the trap doors. They said, here's one of the trap doors where the slaves hid on the Underground Railroad. She's like, where are the tracks though? And they were like, excuse me?
Oh, Jesus.
She said, how did the conductor, where's the train? So I wanted to believe that was not true, that didn't happen, but it did. And her grandfather is like some Hosea Williams, or somebody really famous as it pertains to civil rights and all these other things. So it was so hilarious just to watch her there. And she had a lot of flops like this, but she's coming to her own. She was on the episode for a little bit. She was wearing some nasty, sleazy looking swimming suit, but I was here for it because she was doing something with some hair. And that Portia, Phaedra is with Apollo, and this is the season. Do you remember we talked about in the shows, one of the pop culture stories where he was going into prison because of the money laundering and the fraud and all these things. So this is what is unfolding in this season. And then Nene's on Cirque du Soleil, the risque show, whatever the one is that's sexual. It's called Sensual or provocateur or whatever word you want to say for sexy. She's doing that, and she's just doing too much and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I think it's going to be a good season. I'm looking forward to it. It's a fun show to involve yourselves with on the Twitters. And so I had a great time. Other thing I will mention very briefly as well is TLC. I was talking to our good friend Brian Shea about this, and we both agree that TLC is a bomb.com network that people are sleeping on, and they should wake up, stop taking the Ambisol, and start watching TLC. Not only does TLC give us the Duggars, but it also gives us 98 Day Fiancé, which you haven't started watching yet, Alaia, but you will. I feel it. It's going to come one day. You're going to be like, what is this? Is this 90 Day Fiancé? Brandi said I should look at it, and you'll watch it, and you'll be converted. And then also this new show that he introduced me to. Are you ready for this?
If I have to be.
Okay, good. It's called Extreme Cheapskates.
Oh, yes. He posted this, but I have not watched it.
Bruh. I watched Extreme Cheapskates this morning. I laughed from the deepest place of the bowels of my stomach. So much so that my abdomen and ab muscles got a full workout. I now have a 6-pack. That show is hilarious. Because these people, as you can imagine, I don't even tell you the premise. If you're smart, you can listen. Comprehension, reading is fundamental. These people are so cheap. This guy dumpster dives, right? He has no furniture in his apartment. This guy's like this dumpster diving guy, but he has a cooking class. Okay? So for $40, I guess he's on Living Social or something if you want to find him. He's in the LA area. Alaia, you can go to his class. Anyway, he's
joy.
He's teaching you how to do a gourmet meal, fast food dollars. Cooking gourmet meals, fast food price. So he goes and he finds these lobster shells from this restaurant, and he takes them and he washes them out. And then he goes and trash, and he's like, people in California I can't remember what he said exactly. People in California love to drink wine and go to the beach. You can always find half empty bottles of wine or half full bottles of wine or something like that. Something he said. Anyway, he takes this bottle of wine, he finds it out of the trash, and then he pours it into this funnel, and the funnel is connected to a box. So he creates his own wine in the box. So anyway, he does all this, and he has this cooking class, and these people pay him $40 to go to this cooking class. So they're all standing there. He's like, we're going to learn how to cook this gourmet meal or whatever. And so he's like, would anyone like any more wine? They're like, sure. And so one girl says, oh, look, wine in a box. And he's like, I'm going to show you how to take this and make it taste like fine wine. So he blends it, right? And they're all drinking it. And like, well, this black guy says, so how cheap can we go on the bottle of wine? He said, well, you can actually go free. And they were like, oh, wow. How do you do that? He's like, if you find it in a trash can. And so you just watch these people's expressions. And it's hilarious. Like everything he cooked for them, he found in the dumpster. He finds like these edible plants in like cracks and against walls, things that are just growing in LA. And he's like, I can make a salad with this.
Oh, Jesus.
And then the other story was like some cheap woman who uses socks as sanitary napkins, which was also very disgusting. And then the one that Brian posted for us was the woman who does her own medical procedures, or she gets her husband to do her medical procedures, and he pulled her tooth on the episode.
F that noise.
So thank you, TLC. For those who aren't watching, TLC used to be all educational, man. And I'm not talking about waterfalls. It used to be all educational, and now it's giving us these awesome reality shows, such as Extreme Cheapskates, such as 90 Day Fiancé, and such as My Family, The Duggars.
When you say such as, you make me think of...
that girl?
Yes.
Yeah. Such as
Miss
the Iraqs.
South Carolina.
Such as the Iraqs, and such as those things like that, and such as... So yeah, that was my week of TV. I'd like to give a shout out to my sister, Jessa Duggar, who has been posting PDA photos on Instagram. It has caused quite the rage.
It caused such a rage that I actually saw one, and I have never seen any other picture of them.
Jessa Duggar and her husband, Ben Seawald. Actually, Jessa Duggar, formerly Jessa Duggar, is now Jessa Seawald, and her husband have posted some very racy PDA photos. And they're not even racy, they're just kissing. And it's some black and white kissing photo. And then they've been up in arms. There's this whole blog with this whole fictitious thing about her having sex in the closet at the wedding or whatever, which is so stupid. And anyway, her parents, in response, Jim Bob and Michelle, posted a photo of them kissing and celebrating their 30th wedding anniversary. Michelle was 17.
19 kids in 30 years.
She was 17 when they got married. Actually, 21. She's had 2 miscarriages. I know way too much about this family. Thank you.
So how young is their youngest kid?
The youngest?
A baby?
Yeah, no, she's 3.
Okay.
She's had 2 sets of twins, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right,
2 sets of twins. Yeah. So that's my family. Oh, and then my brother Josh Duggar posted a photo of him and his wife Anna Duggar kissing, and then Justice Seawald and Ben Seawald in the background. Josh, tacky bruh, take it down. And they also have a YouTube channel if you want to check them out, Duggar Studios. My brother Josiah, Jason, they're in the films with the Bates. Thank you. Watch TLC. Right. It was awesome. Pop culture stories and also / viral sensations that happened this week.
Only have one.
Okay, great. You want to go first then? I have a lot.
Well, you have a lot and a little time.
I can make it happen.
I think there's only one worth talking about.
Go.
Well, it's a nod to our intro.
Bam.
And I don't even know what to say. You know, like, I don't want to make fun of someone who really feels like they've been delivered from something.
It's not delivered. Say it right. Delivered.
Delivered more. The whole thing was crazy, but legit, my favorite part was when there was like nobody even talking and there was just the church music and everybody was dancing. And I'm like, that's how they get you. That's how everybody gets you. Church, not church. It's just that beat.
That beat was fire.
Like, I wanted to get out of my seat and just do a little dance.
You didn't? Because I did.
And so I watched the whole thing like a couple times, and like my feet were stomping the floor. I did not get out of the chair because I didn't want to take my eyes from the screen. Mm-hmm. But it got me moving. And yeah, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of what I actually think. But it was entertaining.
It was so set the
so
scene.
Wonderful.
Set the scene for you. It was the 107th Holy Convocation of the Kojic Convention. It was held in St. Louis, previously held in 2013 in Memphis, which was a very interesting incident. 28,000 people at this event. The guy who's in the video, this is according to a website, pimppreacher.com. The man who's in the video, who's the pastor, he was consumed with anger because the convention seemed to be a coming out party for its gay congregants. And he went off on pastors and gay choir directors. So anyway, the guy comes down. He's been delivered. He don't like men's no more. He likes women's. Women. Blah, 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 blah. My favorite part was when he said, I will date a women. That's a lot of people, bruh. Not just a woman, women.
That's a lot.
He's like, I'm not dating just one. I'm dating all women. I'm not going to go to how I feel about it because that's a whole nother thing. So, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what happened later that day? This is all on
What?
Monday, by the way.
It's been it's a very top-heavy week.
It was a very top-heavy week. And then it got bottom-heavy with this last story I have for you. Then, after that, Bill Cosby. Did you see this?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh, Bill Cosby, you silly, silly man. Who controls your Twitter account?
Someone needed to think that through.
Go ahead, meme me, Bill Cosby. And what followed was hilarious. And I felt so bad because I was like, So the thing that was kind of sad about this is, so he wanted to do this whole meme me thing, but then also this kind of stirred up this whole, him being accused of rape and all this. And so now people are talking about that.
Well, because it was stirred up a couple weeks ago, which, again, who are your peeps that are like, hey, this will be a good idea. Let's open it up for people to say whatever they want.
Well,
and there you have it.
Yeah, so somebody got fired that day. Sorry, Bill Cosby. After that, as if it was not enough, on Monday, Piers Morgan, did you see this?
I looked for it, couldn't find it, and
Are you
didn't try
serious?
looking again.
Oh.
You mentioned it, or someone mentioned it, and I looked and didn't find anything.
Well, Pierce is out here with this N-word. They're calling him the N-word expert. But anyway, he wrote some article that said, basically, the premise was, if Black Americans want the N-word to die, they will have to kill it themselves. And you can imagine what happened after that. I would just like to remind Mr. Morgan, though, that back in 2006, Paul Mooney declared that he would never use the word N again, and also never use the B word again when referring to women. And there were a bunch of, this happened after, what's the guy's name who was Kramer on?
Michael Richards.
Michael Richards. This happened after he was at the Comedy Stop or something. Is that where it was? I feel like it was. Anyway, he did the whole thing where the guy was heckling him, which is what typically happens when you're a stand-up comic. He got upset. He said something about the N-word. Then everyone was up in arms about this. And then, of course, they had funerals for it. It was buried. There was a dirge. There was a second line. All these are the things that occur at funerals. And that was back in 2006. And so now it's 2014. It died. It has been resurrected. And we don't need you coming out talking about how to end the usage of the word and the connotations. So thank you, Pierce. Next one I really don't even want to talk about, but I'll mention it because that's what we're supposed to do during this pop culture / viral sensation portion of the show. Kim Kardashian is on the cover of some sort of magazine called Paper that I'm not aware of. Apparently, you people in New York who enjoy magazines will buy it, I guess. It's winter 2014. It's going to cost you $10 solid. Go spend your coins on that if you're interested. There's a picture of her rump's out. Kanye West tweeted it with the hashtag all day. Picture has apparently been very much so photoshopped. Doesn't even look real. It's got that ass on the internet. Dormtainment made a song about it. If you want to go listen to it, it's a pretty funny video, but it's not about this, but it's about ass on the internet. And of course, the caption underneath the picture, a headline, as you would say, is called "Break the Internet, Kim Kardashian."
Yep.
So my advice to all of you who don't want, I don't know, Kim Kardashian breaks the internet. Number one, I think that's the stupidest thing ever.
I can't.
Break the internet? That's dumb. That's dumb in and of itself. Kim Kardashian gonna break the internet. Okay. Next. Maybe a server on a website, but the whole internet? Next. That was dumb. Kim Kardashian, you have a child now. Her name is Northwest. You dress her in ill-fitted attire. She's wearing lace. She looks like Wednesday Addams sometimes. She's only 2, 1. I don't know her age, but she's too young for all this tomfoolery. You have her up past her bedtime. She wants to be listening to Kids Bop and taking naps. That's what you should be doing instead of putting this buttocks on. And then maybe somebody's going to be like, why can't she be sexualized and she's feminist and blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know about those things. Okay? I just think it's ridiculous. Let me tell you all something else. For those of you who hate the Dashians, if you want them to go away, stop paying attention to them. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my last one, Niecy Nash. If you haven't heard about this, I like Niecy Nash. She's been some voices on American Dad and some other cartoons. She had a show. She was the woman, what's the cop show But she wore the tights.
Reno 99.
Thank you, girl.
911.
Reno, someone call, please, 911. She was on that show. She had her own reality show. She met a guy. They got married. Anyway, she's giving sex advice, as if we need another celebrity giving advice about sexual things. Steve Harvey's done enough of that. We're sick of him. He has a dating website. Go find it out. Read some books. You'll be tired of him, too. But anyway, she's giving some advice about the D and blowjobs and things, and suck it dry, then you can go fry. Something about cooking. I don't know. I made that one up. I don't remember what it was.
I did not read that.
It was horrible. It was like, suck a D and it's all good for me or something like that. I don't know. I'm making these up as I'm going along. But the point is that she's talking about it. It's in Playboy or something. But she wrote some book about, you know, suck a D a day and the doctor stays away or he won't want to go out and play. These are really good, though, what I'm doing right now. She should take what I'm saying and use this in the future for her campaign, because this is none of what she has. Anyway, so yeah, that's what her whole thing is about. It's disgusting, and people are upset or something. I don't know. I wasn't upset. I just thought it was interesting, and I just think it's interesting, all these people who give this relationship advice, and sometimes it's really bad. And then I want to mention Erica Hines, because you mentioned her earlier in the show, yes?
Mm-hmm, I did.
So, Erica, you know, I put a little something out on Facebook, just wanting to see if anyone had anything specific you wanted us to mention outside of what we've already mentioned. And she said, you know, I'm really sick of this whole Kim Kardashian KKK thing or whatever they have going on, which I think is really bad. But anyway,
yeah,
I'm sick of all that. Didn't you know that we landed what did we land? Something on a comment. There's something on a comment now. We landed something, what do you land on comments? Some sort of device or something.
Isn't it funny that I worked at a NASA laboratory and I don't even know what lands on a comment?
Like, well, you know, they like a device, not a probe. That's the wrong word. That's what aliens are supposed to do when they capture human beings. Mm-hmm. But they landed something on a comet. Someone did, and it's like really big news. And I guess if you go to like the front page of Google, it's there too. So, you know what? Maybe that's what we should focus on today. But unfortunately, that's not the premise of this show. But the point is that there are other things that are happening and, you know, still cool. Oh, she did say probe. Okay. There we go. I thought it was something else. Yeah, but it happened. Somebody touched down on a probe. So in case you want to know other things that don't make you sick, just look at that article. It's on CNN. Okay. Merry Christmas. That's all I have. Look at that. I made it in under the time. Hey, thank you guys for listening. We live tweet. We on Facebook. White Wanda made an appearance last week. What else? We're on email too. We hope you enjoyed it. Did you have any closing comments, Alaia?
No. I don't know what's going to happen with our shows. We're going to have to hit up the movie theaters. Everything's going on hiatus. Or we're going to end up watching a bunch of shows we would not normally watch, and we're going to hate them.
I'm watching TLC already, bruh, and I'm loving it. So I don't know if that's going to happen. I think we're going to watch other networks, and we may end up falling in love with other shows. What I suggest you do is you get on the TLC bandwagon with me and Brian Shea. There's more than enough room. I think I will just work to finish the Gilmore Girls efficiently so that I can watch The Wire. And for the record, I stopped watching The Wire because I was slightly shamed. So I'll start watching it again. But we'll start watching that again.
You were shamed with love.
I was. It wasn't like a bad shame. I'll accept the shame. It was a Michael Fassbender shame.
Ooh. You wish it was.
It was almost that. No, it wasn't even close.
It wasn't even, not even close, but you wish it was.
That's true. Yeah, we'll watch some movies. I watched some movies last week. I didn't mention that to you. I watched that Her movie. I watched Maleficent. I watched Lucy, and I watched one of the Dracula. I watched like 7 movies in a row. I wasn't feeling.
Well, I would just quickly like to know what you thought of Her, and then we could talk about the rest next week.
I thought Her was hilarious and sad at the same time.
Yes.
I would be so pissed. One thing, that's supposed to be 11 years from now. Could you imagine wearing those pants in 11 years? That's the only thing.
Hey, no more plumber's crack on anyone.
What do you mean no more plumber? You would have the highest plumber's crack. It's like you would have a camel crack. You know, like camel toe?
You would not see any crack. That's the whole point.
Yes, you would see crack. You wouldn't see the physical. You wouldn't see like the skin crack, but you'd see their crack. Because look how high those pants were. It's like those pants gave you a wedgie all day long. So uncomfortable. You can't wear underwear with those pants.
Yes, you can.
No, you cannot. What kind of underwear do you wear with those pants? They give you a wedgie all day? No, bruh. No. Mm-mm. No pants.
It was one of my favorite movies of last year. And at first, because I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be me in 10 years, I don't think I could see the hilarity. Like, I laughed, but it definitely, like, depressed me. But this time I watched it, and I just found it hysterical.
What do you mean this could be me in 10 years? Are you serious?
That's like
You're not gonna be. Are you kidding? You're gonna be working at a writing letter company, letter writing company, and talking into a headpiece and fall in love with the operating system? No, Alaia.
No. Who knows?
No, you're not. You're not gonna be there. What I thought was funny is I watched Lucy and then I watched that next, and so I automatically knew who the voice was. I was like, I know who you are, girl. Lucy was horrible, but whatever.
I thought so. When you said you watched that, I was like, why would you do that to yourself?
I fell asleep in the middle of it, so then I woke up and it was still on, so you know how that goes.
Anyway, that's our show for the week.
That's our show for this week. Thank you so much for listening. Drop us a line, 1849 podcast@gmail.com. See us on Twitter or Facebook. We're all around. Just search. Type in the Googs. Go visit your friend Google. It educates you. Type in 1849. You'll see us podcast. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you next week.